We definitely need to look for Montrond, and some people feel that Mike Burnstein might be a little bit underrated.
Yeah, Burnstein had a very strong finish last week. He could not stick with Wilson. And Wilson, the dynamics of last week's race were interesting because Montrond led, but it was not a very fast pace. He wasn't trying to run away with it. He went out in about 4:49, and then Wilson dropped to 67 for the fifth lap. It's really split up the field. I mean, it was almost everyone was running together before that. But then once Wilson dropped the hammer, it was like only Montrond could really handle it. But Montrond may have overextended himself and taken the lead with 800 to go. But I think Burnstein, you know, if the pacing is a little bit more regular and not as much of a drop, if it's just consistent, if he's in the mix with 300 to go, he had a very strong finish. He was gaining on Wilson even the last lap, and he is capable of closing in around 30 seconds last 200. All right, here we have the start. Brookline has had trouble in the starts before, and you can see Burnstein in about dead last, and Wilson a little bit far back too. Looks like Gilmore is taking on the early with Gilmore. Montrond does not seem to be going out fast on the outside, so I think he'll drop back into maybe third or fourth. I don't think they'll try to take it. He might.
Strange to see Montrond coming out of the barrel there, but he's in perfectly good shape.
Yeah, Gilmore taking the lead. Gilmore himself might want a fast pace. So I know he thinks he can handle a very fast time here. Yeah, that's pretty quick 200. That was probably around 35 for the first 200. Gilbuck's going in second. And I think he's a guy who would benefit from a fast pace, just judging from his strength in cross country. And just last week, he was able to handle Wilson's surge better than almost everyone besides Montrond.
Wilson, the favorite in the race, sitting in sixth right now, obviously in no hurry.
Yeah, he took a long time to get to the front last week. He didn't really rush it. He got to a bad start last week. He waited till about 2 or 3 laps to really establish himself. I mean, I don't think Gilmore's going to let them relax though. That was about a 68, 69. And, you know, that's a tough pace. I don't think many guys can handle that for more than 1 or 2 laps at the beginning, and it will start really hurting them. But Gilmore, he really is taking the initiative here. He's going to make this race. Montrond comfortably in third, and I think that's where he can stay for a while as long as his pace is so hot. There's no need for him to lead it, really. You can see Wilson is 6th, Burnstein is 8th, so they're starting to get a little bit further up. And I don't think they'll have too much trouble getting to the front, just by the single file nature of this race. Pace has slowed down a bit. That was more like a 36, 37 right there.
Interesting to see the pack so spread out, though.
Yeah, this is very, very, very wide spread for such an early part of the race. You see Rajuazo in 4th. He's a strong competitor. He was 2nd indoors, so he definitely is right to stick his nose in this one. And there you see Wilson, he's slowly getting up there. I think he might get up to about 4th by the end of this lap. Gilmore still has the lead, and everyone's content to sit behind him. That was more like a 70. That was just 218. So it's still quick, but it's slowing down to a more reasonable tempo. But Gilmore still has about a 2 or 3 strike cushion. No one's on his shoulder yet, but Wilson has moved into 3rd, right beside Montrond. Montrond not letting Wilson get too much inside position here. There he goes. Finally, he gets around it. So we have Gilmore still leading, Gilbuck 2nd, Wilson looking very relaxed 3rd, Montrond looking good 4th, and then we have Rajuazo and Burnstein finally up to 6th. So probably where he wants to be. Wortham is running 7th on the outside.
It's Andrew Wortham from Newton South.
Yeah, he ran a big PR to run 9:37, and he also ran a very tactically strong race. He did not overextend himself when Wilson dropped the hammer, and then he had a very nice kick. He almost got Montrond at the end, who was struggling.
Do you think off of this kind of pace you're going to see this kind of surge that you saw from Wilson last week?
I wouldn't expect it, or maybe not to a lesser degree, just because I think if he holds this type of pace, he won't even need the surge. If he can hit a 68 or something, the field's going to be hurting enough from the first couple laps.
Coming up to 1,200 meters.
That was about 3:31 for 13:20. So yeah, the pace is really slow down. That was more like a 72, 73, so maybe Wilson will take charge of him like he did last week, just because the pace is really going down. That first lap certainly hurting the field, and they might wait a little bit longer. But Gilmore is leading. Gelbach still in second. He's been there the whole race.
Gilmore and Gelbach have led from the entire time. Wilson and Montron biding their time.
Here comes Wortham with a bit of a move to maybe go by Montron right here.
No, I think Wortham is very sensitive about the pace, and I think he realized it was slowing down. That wasn't good for him, so he's just just running his pace. Looks
like Carlos just got a bit aggressive. He did not want to get past for fourth there. So maybe Montron will go up to the pace now. He's definitely in third now, and he looks like he might try to go around to Gelbach, but we'll see. Wilson's on his inside. Gilmore's still leading, and I kind of feel it's a bit unfortunate for him that even though he slowed down, maybe he doesn't want to really focus. Now finally.
All right, there goes Wilson. He got to the outside. It's looking like he wants to make a move at the mile, and that would be...
He might do the exact same thing. Let's see. He's going to be a little faster than last week. 4:44, 4:45. Wilson beginning a move there. Now, it's interesting, Wortham's in third. I think it's a little bit early for Wortham to move. I think it's pretty obvious Wilson wants to push his pace a bit. But Montron is going to stay on the shoulder right behind Wilson. Alright. Judging from Mike Glenn, the coach of Brookline, he really wants Burnstein to move up here. And then you can see Burnstein trying to get into fifth, and Wilson's strutting out the field even more right now. So I would expect, even though Rajuazo and Burnstein are a little bit far back, they're in fifth and sixth, I think they're both a pretty sure bet to get up to the front with about 2 laps to go. And here they go, both of them. You can really see Gelbach struggling to hold on to this pace. Montron the only one, like last week. He's the only one who really is looking too comfortable here, though Montron, I think, wisely stayed off the pace early, and he doesn't like that either. That was about 68, so yeah. Wilson did about the same thing as last week. He didn't do it quite as fast. He made an early pace of fast. But Burnstein is in third place, and he really seems like he wants to get up to the top tier.
Well, of course, this is a huge race for Brookline because they are in the team competition with some good chances for first places with Wilson and Gibson. If they could get a third place here, that would be tremendous for their team chances.
And also, it's just the race within the race in terms of the team race. You have Montron who can score some big points for Brockton. If they can knock him down, Brockton was the Class A champion. So that would be doubly good for them if he could get up to Montron. Burnstein has reeled him in almost. Rajuazo is running on an island in fourth.
Burnstein has really run his career in the shadow of stronger runners, Robert Gibson and then David Wilson, but he is a terrific runner in his own right, and he's proving it now.
Yeah, really, this is a lot of strength right here. He's going to go up to second place by Montron. He's a tremendous runner. And, you wonder if Wilson doesn't go up to him, or maybe Burnstein. He's got an awfully impressive last part of the race, usually. But Montron has run a very smart race. I wonder if he might have a lot more than last week. We might see a surprise in the last lap. Because he has done almost no leading in this race, unlike last week. Rajuazo is still in fourth.
People have forgotten how good Burnstein is. Burnstein beat David Wilson in the Bay State Conference Cross Country Championships.
Oh yeah, one more
and he's taking the lead now.
Yeah, he's looking very good. It was a gutsy race from Burnstein. They're really opening a bid on Montron. It was a bit surprising. And also to note, Passione is in fourth. Gabe Passione, Division II champion cross country, and the Class D champion. But look at Burnstein, leading Wilson.
This has got to help Wilson too. They're going to work together.
Yeah, this is almost like last week when Montron was leading Wilson for this part of the race, but then Wilson really opened it up. We'll see if he does that again. It looks like Montron's struggling. I don't know if...
Could Brookline take 1-2?
Here comes Wilson. Wilson is going by. He's feeling very confident. Burnstein seriously can see his run for glory here. We'll see if he really opens up. It's 1-2 Brookline.
The same school has not taken first and second in the 2 mile since 2001.
Oh man, look at Passione. He's fourth. He passed Rajuazo. This is a great move for Passione. Alright, Wilson has it right now. He's got about a 2-meter gap. So Burnstein's really starting to work. Montron fading. Seems like Passione is going to put Montron under pressure. Wilson keeps the gap constant. 8:47, 200 to go. This is going to be a very quick time. But Wilson may be a little too strong for Burnstein. But what a race for Burnstein. Even if he just holds on to second here, this is great. Passione in third.
Wilson so strong,
Yeah,
pulling away.
It almost looks like Buren in the Olympics right there. Last 150.
This will be David Wilson's first state championship.
Yeah, what a run for Wilson. He's only a junior too. This kid's going to be someone to see in a couple of years. 922. 925 for Burnstein. Big PR. Passione. 27, bit of an upset. Montron's going to hold off for fourth. 932. And Rajuazo in 6, 935. Looks like Galebuck 937. Gilmore, after that early pacemaking, can only hold on to at 941.
A tremendous race for David Wilson, tremendous race for Mike Burnstein, tremendous race for the Brookline team.
Yeah, 18 points.